Hi everyone, welcome to day 7 of LinkedIn Live. If you're new to here, hi, I'm Dr. Pratiksha. I'm a mindset, clarity, and emotional well-being coach. If you're watching this on day 7 and following me, then welcome back again. So today we are having a guest. Her name is Vinutha Raj. She is a psychologist and a communication coach. So today we are going to have the conversation with her, learning about her journey, her perspective, how she works in this field, and much more. So let's get started. Let's welcome Vinutha Raj. Hi Vinutha.
Hi Pratiksha, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for joining. Welcome to today's live. And
Thank you.
as we are doing this live on day 7, we just want to have the conversation regarding your journey, how you're working in this field, and let people know about your work and what perspective that you have to offer when it comes to your working field, right? So that's the intention of this live. So, before we move ahead, I would like you to share a little bit about yourself to our audience so that they can get to know about you.
Sure. Yeah, thank you so much again. As you said, I'm Vinutha. I'm a psychologist and a communication coach. I am also a soft skills trainer and I have work experience of over 10 years in this field as a trainer, as a counselor, and as a coach as well combined together. And in coaching, I particularly look at communication coaching because I felt too much connected to that. As a trainer, when I was working, I could see that people are very skilled technically, but in soft skills, in communication, people would struggle to get their point across. Brilliant students, they got good grades, or even people who put in so much heart and soul into their work, but they're not getting recognized, they're not getting their promotion. And I felt
Hmm.
there was a gap in communication that people, were not taking seriously. So soft skills was not taken seriously, and coaching, even though it is relatively new compared to the other fields in India at least. So I thought I could definitely pitch in, and as a psychologist as well, I see how all this integrates so well in the work that I do, and that is what I do. I help people to speak calmly, clearly, and most importantly, authentically, confidently. So that is my passion, and I'm so happy I'm able to do that for a living. Thank you.
Wow, that's great. I like what you shared. Speaking with clarity, calm, authenticity, and confidence. These are uh, like very clear essence of the communication, right? What you are actually
True.
doing. So I want to
Yes.
know more about that. When we say okay, before that, I would like to ask, what mistake do you think, number one mistake, if you could say, people are doing when it comes to communication? So what's lacking? What they are doing wrong?
Yes. So, for any skill or to develop any one quality, there are two things that we have to look into. One is the technical part, that is the skill set that we can learn. Generally, that is how schools function, colleges, schools, they teach the technical stuff. And the second is the mindset part, which not many people learn or know about. There's very much less awareness about it. So when these two things put together, that is when you get the actual results.
Hmm.
So when I say talk about communications in particular, people think about learning the language, especially in India, English is the official language. So people concentrate on learning the grammar part, learning how to speak up, or they memorize and they get all tensed up. And people often forget the mindset part of the skill. Communication is much more than just knowing the rules of the grammar or knowing how to speak a language. It is about actual conversations, connecting with people, and it also brings out your personality, how you speak, how you hold yourself in be it in professional space or personal spaces. So it is much more about just speaking or acing an interview or an examination. So that is what I think the number one mistake people do is they think I know to speak, I know the language, and I have this confidence that I can carry off. But unless they are in maybe some important situations, they realize that some things are not working out and then they start looking into it. So that is what I feel.
Hmm. Okay, so it's not about the language, but how you carry it and whether you are able to connect with the people through the language, not only
Yes,
just speaking the words, right?
correct. Yeah, there are two parts. Like I said, language is the technical part, but how you hold
Hmm.
it all together, that is also equally important when it comes to communication. So it is the mix of
Hmm.
both of it, right? It's not just the language.
Okay.
And it did not be only in English, it can be any Indian language. India has so many beautiful languages. You can speak in any of the language, but can you get your point across and can the listener really understand what you're trying to tell? Not you saying one thing and the
Hmm.
person listens completely other thing. So there's
Hmm.
usually that mismatch that happens. You can see that in relationships, and jokes and fun people say about husband and wife, right? There's so many jokes on internet even on that relationship, because what one says and what the other person understands or listens is completely different. So yeah, just getting your point across is a skill.
True. So how do you do that? Like how do you help people to get their point across? What are some components that you work on which help them to actually do that?
Yeah, that's a great question, Pratiksha. So, first of all, like I said, for me, I use all my experience as a trainer, as a psychologist, and as a coach, and I try to really understand what the person is, who the person is first, and what the person situation is when they come to me, and what they want. When we get answer to these three questions, then I'm able to help them in the right way. Because some they just come for an probably they want to in interview or get a potential client. So it's very specific. And some it is long term, they just want to have that overall growth in their career, in their personal life, they want to improve their relationships. So it really depends on person to person and it is specific for that person. But few things
Hmm.
are general, like how I said, I try and see what the who the person really is, like what their values are, what are their ideas, and how they can use their values, their perspectives in that given situation, and what results they want to get. Not everybody wants to climb the corporate ladder, or not everybody has the same goal, right? So according to their needs, based on their skill sets and value system, I work on them one to one to get them where they want to go. So that is the three-step thing that I do, is getting to know them better and helping them analyze the situation and what outcome clearly that they want to see and help them reach there.
Okay. And do you see or do you work because this is something that helped me in my personal communication and getting the clarity, which I talk a lot about, is journaling to getting to
Yes,
know your thoughts better. So, how do you see?
definitely.
Do you use it with your clients? Have you worked with this journaling part, and how has it helped in terms of communication?
Yeah. Journaling is, by the way, I am a big believer of journaling and I do it personally. But for a client, not all clients have the tendency or inclination into journaling. So, what I do is first step for anything, like I said even earlier, the very first step is self awareness. Getting to know
Mm,
themselves better. There are certain areas when probably as a coach or as a psychologist, I come to know that, okay, this is what this person is thinking or doing, and this is the reason he's doing this. But I cannot tell them directly, right? They have to realize it themselves that this is what they do and this is what they have been doing over so many years. So,
mm,
and the best way to do that is through getting them to be self aware. And journaling is
mm,
a great tool to get them self aware, rather than me telling them, see, this is what you have been doing, this is how you think, or this is what you are doing. I just ask them to give them some prompts or ask them some questions and ask them to write it. And when they do that, they for themselves, they can see that, okay, see, I'm doing this. And that is
mm.
far more powerful realization than just me telling them, right? And it comes from their own understanding, from their own awareness, and they are ready to work and act on that. So, journaling is definitely a yes, and I use it personally and professionally also for my clients to just get their self awareness.
Yeah, you brought out really good point that a lot of self awareness we get when we actually do the journaling. A lot of
True.
realizations and bulwan moment that we are not aware about our own self. That's something that we are doing. So
Correct.
uh, yes, I personally
Exactly. And
find
I
it
think
very.
as an Yes, as a coach, you yourself would agree that I'm sure even you have that habit of getting into journaling or getting your clients also journal, right?
Yes. uh, as I said, this is personally my favorite tool, and uh, none of my session goes without, like, if it is a group session, none of my sessions goes without getting them write about something and getting the self awareness. Even if it is a personal one to one sessions, uh, I ask them to journal about something that we have discussed or something that I think they need to get the awareness of. And people are loving it actually. One of my student, he got into the journaling. This is now his favorite tool to resolve his things and get the clarity.
True,
He personally
true.
loves the journaling part.
Correct. It gives a lot of clarity, and especially in today's digital age, when people are generally typing more than writing, there's a lot of
Mm,
neuroscience also behind this, right? So when you actually put the paper to the pen and let your thoughts pour out, the results would be really amazing. A lot of clarity, and even you start feeling better also emotionally, mentally. There's a lot of
mm,
science behind that as well.
true.
So definitely yes for
So,
journaling.
uh, when it comes to you are personally working in the communication field, like, do you have any inspiration? Do you look up to some mentors that you personally like to learn from when it comes to your field of work, or the communication field? So what do you want to share about that?
Uh, yes, I think I'm such a person that I draw inspiration from many people, not just one people. I'm constantly, I think I'm a student of lifelong learning, and this has been so since childhood, you can say, because I'm just that curious child that anything that I like, I want to get to know what's happening new, what is the new way of doing, and especially in this field, right? We have to always keep reinventing ourselves and learn how to. It's not just about we implementing it; we have to get the clients to implement it. So, how best can I say that people can really get my point and they can follow what I'm saying? So that is a huge part of it, and that got me even more interested into learning all this. And for me, I think there are many good speakers out there whom I like to learn and watch. And one person that really stood out for me was Michelle Obama. She's such a powerful lady, I feel, and the best part is she's so authentic. She says what she has to, irrespective of position she is in, and she brings it out with class, authentically, and really calm and clearly. So I think you can say, I find a lot of inspiration from her to be really. And on the Indian, I think even Priyanka Chopra does a good job of communicating well, putting across her point so nicely and having that connect with the people around. And even Sudhamurti also, I feel she can just put across her point without, any fancy titles or any such things. Just people who authentically speak their heart out, but do it so with, with not with to come across as rude or know off, but do it genuinely to help the other person. So I find inspiration from such people, and these are great communicators, I feel, in today's times.
When you mentioned about these three ladies, I could one thing I could draw when I watch their videos or listen to them. One thing I could really draw out the common thing from them is really authenticity, like how they are
Correct.
speaking authentically. And it doesn't
Very
have to
true.
be very fancy. That's what I understood watching them. They're very simply
Yeah,
sharing what they want to share. It doesn't have to be very big
exactly.
and complicated words. And that's make it even
Correct.
powerful. The simplicity has the power that that
True,
I could really
true,
see
true. I
from them.
totally agree. Yes, absolutely. Because it's just communicating what you really believe, and it's not like they're faking it. They are people of
Mhm.
that caliber, and they say what they mean and they do what they mean. Talk, right? They walk their talk. So that is also an
Mm.
important point that I look up to, whether they're really walking the talk that they are saying. And these ladies have wonderfully done that so well, and they continue to inspire generations. It's not just about that age group or that specific region, but it's across, across earth, across globe, that they are able to really inspire so many youngsters and people of all ages, actually. So yeah, I think I draw a lot of inspiration from them.
Nice.
What about you, Dr. Pratiksha? Yeah, do you look up to some people in your field, or whom do you look up to?
Yes, definitely, definitely. As you also mentioned, I call myself an explorer of life. So I like to learn and explore new things, especially about my field. When it comes to mindset and emotions and getting the clarity, communication is also one of that thing. So I like when it comes to. The leadership. I like Simon Sinek, how he
Yeah,
speaks, uh,
definitely.
the connect, uh, how you can connect with, like how usually what we have seen is power means you have to be very authoritative, like as in um, generally
Yeah,
the older definition of power is someone is dominating that kind of, but that's not true
yeah,
when you see these people like these who are actually genuinely being powerful in a way, uh, connecting through their vulnerability, through their emotions, and distributing the power, not as in just thinking that I am powerful person and I should have
true.
the authority, but actually they are the genuine leaders who make other inspire leaders to be the leaders.
Definitely. I couldn't agree more. I think that's a good example, and the way you put it also. And I think even Brene Brown, I could also add her name also to the list, right? These are people with so much power, so much knowledge, but they try to bring the other people up. And that is what true leadership is about. It is not about standing at the top and, telling everybody do this or do that, or pushing people. It is about being there supportively to lead, and yet be there to, just have that human connect. I think that is what many people lack, at least the older definition, like how you said. Most people thought of power as dominance and, uh, just being at the top, authoritative kind of thing. But true leadership is never about that. It is always about trying to help other people to get where you are at least, and lead the way, show the path, and guide them and pull them up when it needs to be done. So I think that is what true leadership is actually about. So very well pointed out, Pratiksha.
If I ask you, Vinutha, what is one piece of advice if a stranger come to you, they are and ask, okay, this is something that I'm struggling with in terms of communication. What advice would you give to them? What should they focus on, or what is it that one piece that you would like to share with them?
Okay. Uh, to tell you honestly, I have this quote and I very much believe that. And I think even in my social media pages, I have said about this. Communication is an extension of who you are. Okay, what you feel, what you think, what your values are, all that comes out whenever you communicate. So, if you want to really improve your communication, I would say to do the inner work first. I'm a big
Hmm.
believer of doing the inner work first. And you can see thousands there are really on today on YouTube or any social media. You can see thousands of videos on how to speak better, how to speak confidently, and all that stuff. But without doing the actual inner work, if you try to put that, it's like you're putting on a lion, coat, and you're still a sheep inside. That
Hmm.
it's not going to match. You have to authentically be that person, right? You have to know yourself what you want. It's like you go to a bus stop or a railway station and you just want to get out of this place, you want to go to the next place, but you don't know what is that next place that you want to go to. It's not going to help. There are going to be hundreds of trains or buses which will take you there. But you should know which city you want to go to next, right? It's the same with coaching, it's the same with communication as well. So you should know where you are first and then have a goal or know that to be where you want to reach next. And then you can start working towards that. So always start with your inner work, then all other things will naturally fall into place. So that is
Hmm.
what I really, I know this is not the standard, probably thing that people expect. They just want a tip on how to speak better, stand like this or speak like this, keep your hands like this. But that is not how communication really works. It may work maybe well you're doing one presentation, but what afterwards? What about afterwards when you come down from your presentation and you have to speak to your seniors, you have to speak with your clients? And there will be a huge mismatch, right? When what you're on stage and what you're off stage, it has to match. Only then you can move ahead.
That's
So that is the
very
one
well
tip.
said, Vinutha. Inner work, because the example of sheep and the lion that you just gave, that actually true. Like the mismatch that you see off
Yes,
screen and on screen, that is very much
correct.
visible, and that's why uh, people usually lose the trust
Very true.
because of the mismatch.
Correct. So you can't be one person somewhere and the other person. It doesn't happen. In the long run, people will come to know. So you have to really work on yourself. There's no escaping it. You have, and people, I don't know. That's why I said there are two parts. One is the skill, and one is the mindset or the inner work that you have to really put in. And when you
Mm,
combine these two, the result that you get is really amazing.
nice. Thank you for sharing that, Vinutha. We had a lovely conversation with you. If you have anything else that before we wrap up to share with the audience, uh, anything. By
Yeah.
the way, if someone, how do you like how can someone know that they need your help? What are something that they are struggling with, like the people who come to you, what are they struggling with, so that people are aware, okay, this is
Hmm.
something I'm struggling with and I need help. So who are these people that you help them with?
Yeah, that's a good question again, Pratiksha. So many times, what happened, like I said, people do not think of communication as an important skill to master. They just concentrate on other technical aspects in a career, or even in relationships. People think, they usually blame the other person. The other person is doing this. The other person is doing that. I am not doing it. They don't understand. It's always the other person's blame. So whenever you do that, you're giving away your power. So when you really accept and look like, okay, this is my situation right now, and I want to improve my situation. It could be personally, it could be professionally, or in any field. If you want to improve, then you have to know where you are and where you want to go. That is one thing that, and sometimes people may not know where they really want to go. They just want to get out of this place and just develop. They say, I want to grow, I want to be in a better place, and they use such words. And it's okay to not have that clarity at the very beginning, right? At least just knowing that I want some change in my life is good enough for you to approach me, to know that you want to improve the situation, to know that you want to change the situation and things are not working out for you. It could be personally, professionally, or just do some inner work. So I think all those are good opportunities to reach out to me.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
Pratiksha, I think.
Vinutha is there on LinkedIn with the name Vinutha Raj. And I think Vinutha, you are also on other platforms, LinkedIn, Instagram as well,
Correct.
right? So people can
Yes,
reach
yes.
out to you if they need some help regarding the communication, and if they need to work on these things that Vinutha mentioned, then definitely they can reach out to you.
Definitely, yeah. And like Pratisha said, I am available on YouTube, LinkedIn, and other social media platforms as well. So feel free to message me or go through my profile. You can see the kind of work I've been doing. And if you think I can help you out, definitely reach out. And I would like to add that we are much more than what we think we are. Just give yourself a chance to really grow and see what happens. I think that is what I would really like to leave the message with people, whoever is listening. Just trust yourself and give yourself a chance and see where you will grow. And I truly believe that. And I'm sure, Pratiksha, even you do. Looking at your journey, I know that you have reached places and you're going to reach even farther more. So, all the very best to you as well.
Thank you so much, Vinutha.
Thank you,
So,
Pratiksha.
that's it for today. We had a lovely conversation with Vinutha. Thank you so much, Vinutha, for being here. And I will add Vinutha also mentioned about her reach outs. So if you need any help, you can directly reach out to her. And I know her personally, she would be really happy to help you. So
Thank you, Pratiksha. Thank you so much for having me and all the very best for your further journey. Thank you.
thank you. All right, everyone. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for being here. And this was day 7 of our LinkedIn and YouTube live. If you like this video, then give a thumbs up to this video. If you want to share with someone who needs to hear this conversation, then please do share this conversation. And if you would like to uh, uh, share someone who I can invite as a guest, then let me know as well. I would be happy to do that moving ahead as well. So that's it for today. Thank you so much. Have a lovely Sunday. Bye. Take care.